Imagine this. You're in the middle of something important, writing an email, talking to someone you care about, finally finding a moment of peace, and then it happens. A ping, a buzz, a tiny flash of color on your screen. And before you even realize it, your hand moves, your focus breaks, your attention is gone. Why? Why does this simple notification feel so urgent, even when it's not? Why does it feel like your phone is silently tugging at your sleeve, whispering, "Check me now"? Today, we're diving deep into the science and psychology behind one of the most familiar habits of modern life, why we can't resist checking our notifications. And the deeper you go, the more you'll realize it's not your fault. It's by design. We live in a world where silence has become rare, where being unreachable feels almost suspicious. The moment your phone vibrates, you feel a tiny spark of anticipation, sometimes excitement, sometimes dread. But this behavior wasn't a natural evolution. It was engineered. In the early days of smartphones, notifications were simple: missed calls, texts, an email or two. But today, you're getting alerts from apps you don't remember downloading and messages from companies you barely follow. Every ding is a tiny invitation, but those invitations come with a price. Maybe you've experienced it. Sitting across from someone at dinner, conversation flowing, until their eyes dart downward. Just for a moment. Just long enough to break the connection. This isn't just a technological shift. It's a cultural one, and we all feel it. To really understand what's happening, we have to start inside the brain with a neurotransmitter named dopamine. Dopamine is what fuels anticipation. It's not released when you get something rewarding, but when you expect it. That means the moment your phone lights up, your brain isn't thinking, "Ah, great, a message." It's thinking, "What could this be?" And that "what if" is powerful. Researchers found that unpredictable rewards, like not knowing who messaged you or what they said, create a stronger dopamine response than predictable ones. This is called variability reinforcement. It's the same psychological mechanism behind slot machines and lottery tickets. Your phone doesn't just announce a message, it delivers a possibility every single time. This is why even notifications that aren't meaningful, promotions, random updates, still spark that tiny flicker of curiosity. It's not the content, it's the anticipation. But dopamine isn't the whole story. Let's step into something more subtle, more emotional. Notifications create micro-anxiety. That tiny knot in your stomach when your phone rings at an unusual time. The little jolt when someone leaves you on scene, the low-grade pressure to reply immediately. We're social creatures. For thousands of years, our survival depended on belonging to a group. So today, when someone texts us, our brain interprets it on a subconscious level as a moment of social connection, or worse, a moment of potential conflict. We check quickly because our brain whispers, "What if it's important? What if someone needs you? What if you're missing something?" And those tiny questions accumulate. One buzz can turn into hours of emotional residue. It's strange how such small interruptions can ripple through an entire day. We don't talk about it out loud, but we all feel it. And understanding that this constant pull on our attention isn't a personal failing, but a feature of the world we live in, that's the first step to reclaiming our focus. Let's pull the curtain back for a moment, because the way notifications look, sound, and behave wasn't chosen randomly. They were tested, measured, optimized. Tech companies learned early on that every small design choice shapes your behavior. That red notification badge, it triggers urgency because red signals danger. The vibration pattern, it mimics the sensation of a heartbeat spike. The lock screen preview offers just enough information to hook you, but not enough to satisfy you. Even the position of the pop-up is intentional. Your eyes naturally gravitate to the upper corners. None of this is accidental. It's behavioral economics mixed with design psychology. Former tech engineers have openly admitted that notifications were crafted to take advantage of the same mechanics used in casinos. variable rewards, sensory triggers, and momentary suspense. But here's the twist. You're not addicted to your phone. You're responding exactly the way a well-designed human brain responds to a well-designed system. And once you understand that, the whole game changes. Let's talk about something we rarely acknowledge: the emotional and cognitive cost of being interrupted. Research shows that every time a notification pulls your attention away, even for a second, it takes your brain up to 23 minutes to return to full focus. 23 minutes for a single buzz. Now imagine that happening 10, 20, 30 times a day. It's no wonder we feel mentally scattered. And it's not just about productivity. When your attention keeps getting fragmented, your inner world gets fragmented too.
Thoughts feel incomplete. Conversations feel rushed. Moments feel thin, like you're never fully immersed in anything. Over time, that constant tug of war creates a subtle emotional fatigue. You start the day energized and end it feeling like you were emotionally on call every minute. The truth is, notifications don't just break your focus, they chip away at your inner calm. So here's a strange question. Why does ignoring a notification feel physically uncomfortable? Why does that tiny dot, that little icon, feel like unfinished business? The answer lies in something psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect. The brain hates incomplete loops. It wants closure. A notification is a micro-task waiting to be completed. Your brain registers it as open, even if it's meaningless. So until you clear it, swipe it, read it, your mind keeps it in the background. This is why notifications linger in your thoughts like faint echoes. It's not weakness, it's wiring. But let's zoom out for a moment. Because beneath all the science and design tricks, there's something very human. At the core, we don't check notifications because we love our phones. We check them because we're looking for something: connection, belonging, validation, reassurance. A break from stress, a moment that makes us feel seen or remembered. Notifications promise tiny windows into those feelings, and sometimes they genuinely deliver. A message from a friend, a laugh from a meme. But often, it's a shadow of connection, a digital whisper that leaves you wanting more. And that's why understanding this habit matters, not to blame ourselves, but to reclaim something we didn't notice we were losing: our attention, our presence, our peace. If you've ever felt like you were losing control of your focus, here's the truth. You're not losing it. It's being competed for. And the moment you recognize that, you start taking it back. Every notification is a moment asking for your attention. But your attention is not endless. It's a currency, one of the most valuable things you have. The world will always try to reach you, but you get to decide what reaches in. Maybe you won't silence every notification. Maybe you won't break the habit overnight. But the next time your phone buzzes and your hand moves without thinking, pause for half a second. That half second is where your awareness begins, and awareness is where freedom starts. The real question isn't why are we addicted to notifications? It's this: who do you want to be in control? Your impulses or your attention?
Hey, before you go, I want to leave you with one simple thought. Your attention is one of the most powerful things you own. And now that you understand what's pulling at it, you get to reclaim it little by little, moment by moment. If today's video opened your eyes or made you think differently about your habits, I'd love to have you stick around. There's so much more we're going to explore together about the mind, behavior, and the hidden forces shaping our everyday lives. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, or share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for being here. Take care of your mind, and I'll see you in the next one.